I'm 16, and my mom and stepdad went on a family trip without telling me, leaving me alone at home. I decided to go to my dad's place, but while I was gone, the house was burglarized. Now they're insisting I cover the damages. Things have been strange for a while, and I'm wondering if I'm the one losing it, because my mom's side of the family acts like I've committed some unforgivable crime. This didn't start recently. It's been building for about 2 years, ever since my mom married my stepdad, whom I'll call Brian. Brian brought 2 kids into the marriage, a son, now 14, and a daughter, now 17. From the beginning, it felt like I didn't exist. They weren't cruel, at least not initially. It was more like I was invisible. Brian would chat with his kids, my mom would engage with them, and they'd all interact like a tight-knit unit. Meanwhile, I'd sit at the dinner table, feeling like a shadow. I tried to fit in at first. I'd ask about their day, try to join their conversations, or offer to help with chores. But it was like speaking to a void. Sometimes I'd get a nod or a grunt, but mostly, they looked right through me. My mom was the hardest part because she should have noticed. She should have cared. But she was so caught up in her new family, this perfect image she wanted to create, that I didn't seem to belong anymore. She'd brush me off, saying I was overreacting or that they were just adjusting. But 2 years is a long time to adjust, isn't it? After about a year of trying and getting nowhere, I gave up. It hurt too much to keep reaching out only to be ignored. So I retreated to my room, did my homework, read, and talked to friends online. The only time I felt like a person was during visits with my dad every other weekend. He knew things weren't great, but I don't think I ever fully explained how bad it was. It's hard to describe feeling like a ghost in your own home without sounding like you're whining. The house felt like 2 separate realities. Downstairs, they lived their happy family life, laughing, watching movies, making plans. Upstairs, I existed in silence. We rarely ate together unless my mom insisted, and those meals were miserable. I'd poke at my food while they discussed things I wasn't part of. My birthdays were barely acknowledged. A quick happy birthday from my mom, maybe a card, while theirs were celebrated with gifts and parties. It was clear I didn't matter. I got used to it, in a way, and built walls to protect myself. I focused on my dad, my plans for after high school, and just surviving until I could leave. Then last month, summer break started. I knew they were planning something because I'd seen them whispering over travel pamphlets. But as usual, no one told me anything. I assumed I wasn't included, which didn't even hurt anymore. It was just normal. I figured I'd stay home alone or go to my dad's. No one asked what I wanted, and I didn't volunteer. One Tuesday morning, I woke up to an eerily quiet house. No sounds of movement, no TV, nothing. I went downstairs, and it was deserted. Their cars were gone, their rooms empty, clothes missing. No note, no text, nothing. They'd vanished. At first, I was confused. Did they forget me? But then I found a postcard on the kitchen counter, meant for Brian's parents from a beach resort far away. It hit me. They hadn't forgotten me. They deliberately left me behind. The realization wasn't sadness. It was rage. This wasn't just ignoring me, it was abandoning me. I'm 16, not helpless. But to leave without a word, to not even check if I had food or money, it was the final proof that I meant nothing to them. All the times I doubted myself, wondered if I was too sensitive, evaporated. They didn't care about me at all. Standing in that empty house, something broke inside me. I wasn't going to stay and play their invisible ghost anymore. I was done. I packed my bags, clothes, books, laptop, photos, everything that mattered. It didn't take long because I had so little tying me to that place. I called my dad, shaking with anger, and said, "They left, Dad. They went on vacation and left me here. I'm coming to your place." He didn't hesitate. "Okay, sweetheart, I'm coming. Are you all right?" I broke down crying, not because I was sad they left, but because someone cared enough to come for me. It was like I hadn't let myself feel anything in years. Dad picked me up, helped me load my things, and I didn't look back. I didn't leave a note. Why should I? They didn't. I locked the door like always and left. I spent 2 weeks at my dad's, and it felt normal. We talked, ate together, and he treated me like I existed. I didn't think about them much. I just soaked in feeling human again. I blocked their numbers to avoid their drama. I wanted peace. Then, a week ago, my dad got a call from my mom. Frantic. I caught words like, "robbed," and "your daughter." He looked shaken. After hanging up, he told me their house had been burglarized while they were away. Electronics, jewelry, valuables, gone. And they were blaming me. My mom called again, and Dad put her on speaker. She was screaming that it was my fault, that I left the house vulnerable by leaving. She claimed I must have left a door unlocked or a window open, but I know I locked everything. It's a habit. Brian jumped in, shouting that I was reckless, that I must have told someone the house was empty, maybe even planned it with friends. It was absurd. They demanded I pay for the losses, claiming thousands of dollars in damages. From me, a 16-year-old they abandoned. My dad shut them down, saying they were out of their minds, that they left a minor alone and that we wouldn't pay a dime. They kept calling, texting, mixing threats with guilt trips. You owe us. How could you be so selfish? But I know it's not my fault. I didn't ask to be left behind. I didn't cause the robbery. I left a toxic situation they created. My dad thinks they're just looking for someone to blame because their insurance won't cover everything. Am I wrong for leaving after they abandoned me and refusing to take responsibility for the burglary? First update. Thank you for the responses. It's overwhelming to see so many people read this and say, I'm not wrong. It means a lot when your own mom is screaming that you've destroyed her life. My dad read some comments too and kept saying, see? You're not crazy. Things have escalated since I wrote. The calls and texts didn't stop at first. They got worse. My mom would cry, saying I was ungrateful, while Brian would rage about responsibility. It was draining. I kept blocking their numbers, but they'd use new ones. My dad considered reporting them for harassment, but I just wanted it to end. One call stood out. Brian was livid, yelling that the police found no forced entry, so it must have been my fault. Maybe I left something unlocked or even planned the robbery. He accused me of giving a key to my shady friends. My friends are awesome, by the way. I grabbed the phone and yelled back, saying I hadn't been near the house since I left, that I locked the door, and that maybe they should have thought twice before leaving a kid alone. I told him their insurance scam wouldn't work on me. It felt good to stand up for myself, but I was shaking. I blocked them everywhere after that. My dad sent a letter through a lawyer friend, demanding they stop contacting me and warning that their claims were baseless. That quieted things down. My mom then tried reaching out through my grandparents, her parents. They called, confused, saying my mom told them I ran away and caused the robbery. I explained everything, how they ignored me, abandoned me. They seemed shocked but stayed neutral, saying maybe it was a misunderstanding. I told them it wasn't, just neglect. I don't know if they believed me, but they heard me out. Living with my dad is still great, but this mess lingers. I have nightmares about that house or Brian yelling. I second-guess myself sometimes, but I know I locked the door. I replay it in my head. The police haven't contacted us, which Dad says means they don't believe Brian's accusations. It was just a house left empty during a vacation, an easy target. I'm not wrong, and I'm grateful for the support. But it's hard knowing my mom values her stuff more than me. I'm still angry, but I'm not backing down. Second update? It's been months, and things have both changed and stayed the same. I'm settled at my dad's, and it's wonderful. I love my school, have friends, and Dad is my rock. I feel like I can breathe. The harassment stopped after the lawyer's letter, and for a while, I thought they'd moved on. But then, 2 months ago, my mom sent a letter. It wasn't angry. It was full of, I miss you, and this was all a misunderstanding. She talked about how tough the robbery was and how they needed family unity, subtly hinting that I should help financially. It was a guilt trip, plain and simple. I felt tired and angry, not sad. Did she think I'd forget everything? I showed Dad, and he said it was just another tactic. We didn't respond. Then Brian emailed, all formal, claiming I had responsibility for the house because some old stuff I left behind, like textbooks, meant I had a stake in it. He sent a fake invoice assigning me 50% of the damages, thousands of dollars. Dad laughed and sent it to his lawyer, who called it nonsense and advised ignoring it unless they tried something official, which was unlikely. They'd lose in court and risk a child services investigation. Looking back, those 2 years were worse than I realized. It wasn't just being ignored, it was being erased. Little things like my mom not buying my favorite snacks or telling me about outings as they left add up. Brian once brushed off my math question with, "Ask your mom," and went back to his phone. The vacation was just the final straw. The hardest part is my mom. She's my mom, but she chose Brian and his kids over me, then blamed me for their mistakes. That connection feels gone, and it's sad, but also freeing. I'm not wrong, and I'm done trying to fix things with them. Final update. It's been over a year since I left my mom's house and first shared this. People asked for a final update, and while there's no big drama, things have settled. No, they never got money from us. After Brian's ridiculous invoice, my dad's lawyer sent a stern letter, threatening legal action for harassment, slander, and abandoning a minor. That shut them up. No more demands or accusations. My mom reached out twice. First, a generic birthday card with, "Thinking of you, hope we can talk soon, love, Mom." I threw it out. Dad asked if I was sure, and I was. The second time, she emailed about her life, Brian's kids, and how she was sorry things got messy. It wasn't a real apology, just her feeling bad for herself. She asked to meet for coffee. I thought about it, talked to Dad, and said no. I emailed back, politely declining and wishing her well. I don't want to rehash things or make her feel better. She hasn't replied, and I don't expect her to. My grandparents say the robbery case is unsolved, and the insurance payout was small, leaving my mom and Brian struggling. I don't feel bad. They left the house empty, not me. Life with Dad is my new normal. I'm doing well in school, working part-time, and planning for college. I'm a regular 17-year-old now. The past still stings sometimes, but I know I was right to leave. They wanted me gone, and I refused to be their scapegoat. I lost my mom long before I left, and while that hurts, I'm building a new life with people who see me. Some things break, and you can't fix them. You just move on. And that's what I'm doing.